The global cost of mental health is a staggering $2.5 trillion a year, and that's according to the World Economic Forum. On this World Mental Health Day, I asked global mental health analyst Swaran Singh how we can break the stigma and seek solutions to curb the crisis.
So the biggest message to get across is that this is a huge problem, not just in terms of individual suffering, but for society as a whole. There's a whole range of disorders. There are things like you described, anxiety, depression, which really are exaggeration of normal human responses. So when you are anxious or depressed, disproportionately, or when you don't need to be, that is a problem. But then you have the other end of the spectrum, which is disorders like schizophrenia, psychotic conditions, bipolar disorders, which are qualitatively different. These are not just exaggerations of normal human emotions. And so when you take the entire range of mental disorders, 1 in 4 people will suffer from one of these disorders sometime in their life. One of the pervasive myths about mental illnesses is that they are progressive and that they are incurable. And neither of this is true. We now have very, very effective treatments for all mental disorders, ranging from talking therapies like counseling and psychotherapy to medication. So if you take something like psychosis, when you have your first episode of psychosis, 9 out of 10 people will respond to antipsychotics. So we have very powerful, very effective drugs. So in the developing countries, it's the lack of availability. But if you take developed countries like America, Europe, England, you have the problem of stigma stopping people from accessing help, and then the stigma of the condition which stops people from disclosing it. And some of the stigma is, I suppose, internal. Many people, even while they suffer from mental illness, continue to see it as some kind of a personal inadequacy, as some kind of a failing. They keep trying to tell themselves, I've got to pull myself out of it. Now, you wouldn't do it if you had a broken leg, but in mental illness, there is this inbuilt, inherent stigma where you feel that I can't accept that I am no longer able to function mentally. We don't feel that in physical disorders, but somehow I suppose it's sort of inbuilt in the nature of mental illness.